Sure, should be going on now.
Yep, I got it. We are a live. What's up? If you're watching us right now, what is up? Welcome in.
Just waiting for it to come through on my end. There we go. All right, y'all. Welcome in to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. 3GW here. Talk Saturday night, the latest Saturday night's main event. It's kind of hard to keep up with these. Don't even know what the title of these post shows anymore. But we're here. The Real Big E and Rob the Ambassador. How you feeling, man? How's your weekend? My Bears got it done in a thriller, a
Yeah,
shootout, whatever you want to call it, but they got the W. Uh, but other than that, I actually had a pretty good weekend. Halloween was Halloween, and then I had a work thing on Saturday night, so it was actually a fun weekend.
nice. I had a pretty low key Halloween, no parties or anything. I stayed home, ate some candy, watched a couple of scary movies, watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and that was pretty the extent for me. Now the rest of the weekend, nice, relaxing. My Broncos, 7-2. Tied for the best record in the NFL, but man, it is the ugliest 7-2 I have ever seen. These last quarter comebacks, I'm not going to bog the podcast down with it, but I'm happy for the record. But there's still a lot of work, man, to be done. This team, there's a lot they need to get right and fix.
We seem to be doing the same thing fourth quarters when they want to act like they want to play, but hey, I would rather you show up in clutch than not show up at all. Poor Joe Flacco threw 470 yards and took a L. That's his best game. I think it was his best game. Oh, if not his best, one of his best games ever. At what, 40, 41?
Yeah, I think he's 41.
Yeah, which is, hey, he still got it, but the defense, the Bengals defense didn't couldn't hold up against that Bears run, which I love to see. I love to
Oh,
see.
yeah. Yep.
But here we go with the Saturday night's main event tape from Salt Lake City, Utah. One of my took me back to the 90s when the Utah Jazz played in the Delta Center. I'm glad it's still called the Delta Center because that's took me back and just seeing that aerial shot like I know that view on NBA on NBC. I remember the view of that stadium, the arena.
Carl the Mailman Malone.
Yeah, John Stockton. Yes. Yes, the good old days. Jeff Hornacek. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, former Hawkeye, former Iowa Hawkeye.
I think he's Yeah, I think he does work in the league still. I don't know what his position is anymore. But anyway, kicked off the show. No Jesse the Body Ventura in sight. Another thing I want to note is they stayed true to their word. Like this didn't feel like the previous Saturday night's main events where there were no commercial breaks during matches. Uh, so it just like why couldn't y'all have like this before? It just the show flowed better. There was more promotional things to kind of extend the show because there was only four matches. Usually there's five, but yeah. Other than that, I thought it was a lot smoother than normal. Oh, I thought it's not plugged in. I thought it was. Okay, that's better. So, the show kicked off with something familiar that we've seen, here and there, maybe. Yeah, Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre, and we haven't been able to do prediction show in a while, but if I would have bet my house, the whole thing, that we were gonna have a new champ.
Me too.
I thought this was signed, sealed, delivered. I thought they were doing the old wrestling trick where you missed a step in the ring. All right, let's run it back and do it again. Like, I thought that was what this was. And I will say this was a more fun match than the one they had at was it Crown Jewel? No, 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 it was WrestlePalooza. I think this was a better match than they had at WrestlePalooza, where everybody thought that Cody should have dropped it then. Even Cody wanted to drop it then. But I thought this was faster paced. Crowd was very animated during this match. I'll give them that. Um, and it was nice to see a different side of Cody. I like I actually like the stipulation with the, if he gets disqualified or counted out, he's gonna lose the title. Um, add some intrigue and can't say it was a clean win because he did technically use the belt, and in the end there. But I was really, 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 really hoping Drew was gonna win. And I don't get it. I mean, this dude has now lost, I think it was like 15 or 16 uh title defenses. Like, why are either they are setting him up to be the biggest babyface in the world when he finally does win, or I don't know. I really don't know. But Cody wins when he DDTs Drew on the belt, his crossroads for the win. I don't know. I thought the match was good though. Like a pay-per-view worthy. I don't like the outcome, but bell to bell, pay-per-view worthy match. Fun way to
I
kick off.
agree. Yeah, that's the grade I would give it, regardless of the outcome. Like you, I was surprised. Like you, I don't understand why they continue to put Drew in these circumstances. Um, yeah, I mean, man, I really just don't know what to say about it. Now, this match did end in some controversy. You mentioned that Cody did, what was it, DDT or something onto the belt?
Yeah, but well, Drew, because I remember distinctly, Michael Cole and
Wade
Wade Barrett
Barrett.
arguing. So,
Yeah.
well, Cody brought it in the ring. It doesn't matter. He didn't use it.
Yeah, because I think Drew introduced the belt into the match, and Michael Cole was trying to spin it like, well, I'm not even sure Cody was aware that the belt was there when he did the DDT. Either way, this is setting
Yeah,
us up for another match between these two, maybe at War Games. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to end like that. The fact that they had it end in controversy means we're going to see it again at some point. Uh, and if Drew doesn't get over that time, I'm just like, then why did they even resign him? It's bad that he's been in the spot this many times and can't get over. And then the one time, he got over during COVID against Brock, and then he gets over at Mania only to have Punk take that away from him after 5 minutes. It just seems like they're just clowning him almost.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I can't make head to tails of the whole situation, but it is what it is, and we trek on. We trek on to match that I was looking forward to. Jade, regardless of the shit that it did in that tag match, or that was it triple threat match. Um, I was still looking forward. Hey, that was bad. I was still looking forward to this. Someone redeem themselves. It happens, and I like that they are. I don't know if they've officially made her a heel, but they have at least made her an anti-hero for at least for now. But she's more intense. I like the new Jade Cargill a lot better because she got down to business in this match, and I don't know if Tiffany is legit hurt for the work, but I think it was time. I think it was time. I all I can really say about this match is that Jade whooped that ass in this match. This was not even like close. Tiffany got a few moves in there. She even hit a swanton, but this was very very one sided. Where Jade was just, I mean, when she hit those two power bombs, I was like, this is over with. I don't care what happens after that. This is done. Then she hit Jaded, and I was like, yeah, one, two, three. One of her best outings yet. I don't know if it's just the confidence was there or what the case may be, because last time these two wrestled, it was not good. Um, so whatever the case may be, Jade is the new WWE Women's Champion, and look forward to seeing what happens next. I gave this also pay-per-view worthy. I thought, the right woman won, and I thought it was intense enough, and I like that she just came in there, took care of business, got out of there. No mistakes. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'll go high TV quality. I can't go pay per view worthy only because you mentioned how it was so one sided. And I kind of feel like this is the kind of match that works better for Jade because there really wasn't much opposition from Tiffy. And so this just gave Jade a chance to show what her strength is, and no pun intended, but she's big, she's strong. and she did these big girl, we'll call them big girl moves, obviously, because she's a lady. Kind of like you would see someone, in the style of like a Goldberg or a Braun
Kevin
Strowman, those big,
Nash.
yeah, choke slams and body, all those kind of moves. We saw her do that sort of thing. Um, and I think it worked in Jade's favor. I'm not sure Jade is still that improved as a wrestler. I just think the way this match flowed just really worked in her favor. Really no back and forth, just forth from Jade. Like you said, she just pretty
Force.
much all she had to do was go in and just ragdoll Tiffy. That's what she did, and so that made her look good. I'm curious to
She
see. She's
did
got.
work the leg though. She did. She did work the knee
She
as
did. I
well.
mean, look, she's got the strap now, so she's going to be in some high profile matches. I mean, we'll have to see what happens when she wrestles someone like an Asuka or like a Rhea or whoever they book her with. We're going to see what she.
We seen Oscar.
Well, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, we
She's the champ now. She's going to get some high profile opponents, and she's not going to be able to ragdoll them like she did Tiffy. I'm curious to see if she can hold up, but I am glad she won, though. I'm glad to see her with some gold. I'm happy for Jade. I just hope she just continues to work on her in ring.
could this possibly set up her and Bianca for Mania.
Oh, look, we've got to see it. Yeah, I mean, and if it's going to happen, I would say at Mania, but yeah, we've got to see that one.
As much as they charging for them tickets, this now is the time. If
Man,
y'all gonna
you
do
know
it,
what,
if I was ever gonna do it now.
man? I'm telling you what, man. If these tickets don't get, I'm curious to see because I'm already planning on Elimination Chamber and SummerSlam. But boy, I'm telling you what, if these ticket prices are anywhere near what they're charging for Mania in Vegas, I just might, I might just retire early.
You good?
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying, yeah. So, but TV quality, but happy for Jade. Curious to see what they do with her next.
Yep. Yep. All right. And then we had the Intercontinental Championship match, triple threat. Dirty Dom defending against Rusev and Penta. I would have picked Rusev to win this match. Going in, I thought this was fun. Um, but something was still missing. I don't know. I don't think Penta really got to shine like he normally would in one of these matches. He was taken out for quite a while. It was a lot of one-on-one with Dom and Rusev. I do think this is leading to Rusev beating him probably at War Games. Or since most of these title changes happen on Raw and SmackDown, probably on Raw, he's probably gonna beat him for it. But I think eventually we will get there. I did like the trickery with Dom when Rusev had Penta and the accolade, and the bell rings, and everybody thinks refs like, "Well, I didn't. Ain't nobody tap. What's going on?" And they finally pan over, and it's like that, which took too long, by the way. They should have
Way too
panned a
long.
lot sooner to Dom. Everybody's acting like, "What's going on?" Yeah. So, and kudos to Rusev because he took that shot with that hammer to the head. That was like,
Man,
oh my God, by Penta. Like Penta, you could have took something off of that.
yeah, man. Mm.
Uh, but yeah, Dom wins with the frog splash. Pins Rusev. I didn't see that coming. I thought at the very least, Penta would take the L, but no. So that's also why I think that Rusev's going to get over on him. You know, put the young cat over, and then Dom will do the favors for him. Um, I wasn't quite as high on this one, so I would go a high because I feel like this would have been a fantastic end to a Raw. So I would go high TV quality. Didn't hate it, but I just didn't really get that excited for it. Like I said.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one a little bit more than you. I would go pay per view worthy. Um, like you said, I wish they would have featured Penta more, but I thought these three worked well together. I thought, like you said, the chicanery with Dom. Man, I really wanted Rusev to get over, but man, I tell you what, Dom is winning over the crowd. I mean, and he's kind of always been a. It's weird because he's still a heel and he does all this heel shit, but the crowd just seems to love this guy. So I think they're going to ride with him at least for obviously they're going to ride with him for a little while longer. He won Saturday night, but I would like to see Rusev get over. But man, I'm just not so sure because Dom is so over right now. They might let him ride this out for a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go pay per view worthy.
Yeah, yeah. Who who's the U.S. champ? I can't think right now.
Oh man, isn't it? Man, like I said, all these titles, it's really hard to remember.
Oh, it's Dragunov.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he won it from Sammy a couple of weeks ago. Defended
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
had to think about it. Yeah, Dragunov. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, we made it to the main event with main event Jey Uso taking on CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship vacated by Seth freaking Rollins due to an injury that we all saw when he did that coast to coast. Like, why would you do that, bruh? And if you think about it, this would have been Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
You think they would have done this quick?
I mean, he Punk. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Potentially, it could have been.
I have a feeling they would have waited for Mania at least on that one, or
I heard
maybe.
rumor from Mania they were planning for Roman and Rollins,
Oh,
but that
okay.
was just a rumor. That's not confirmation. That was a
Either
rumor.
one would have worked for me.
Yeah. Question is, did this match work for you? Um, I felt like overall it was good, but there was some missteps and some slip ups. And I know in the past, in most cases justifiably so, you critique Punk's work, but I feel like he's kind of gotten his bearings as far as these matches go, and he's been on point pretty much all year. Ever since I would say for me, ever since the Hell in a Cell match. Um, however, Jay, I don't know, man. The only spot that really stuck out to me was when they were countering the GTS, and
Mhm.
it looked like Jay fell. I guess that counter was supposed to be cleaner than it was when he was switching to the sleeper, but
But there wasn't
looked
Punk
like he
trying to
just
get him
fell.
up. Punk was
Yeah,
trying to get
Punk,
him up. Yeah.
right. But it was Jay was like, normally you would when you have somebody you're on somebody's shoulder, you kind of slip off the back and you could go behind like that. That's not what happened. It was like Punk just
Okay.
fell and then kind of switched camera angles and then next thing you know they haven't it was quick. So they were good about
Okay.
it, but
I guess because yeah, I couldn't tell what was supposed to happen. I didn't know if Punk just fell and then Jay
right.
improvised that whole scenario or what. I couldn't really tell what was supposed to happen. But your
Yeah.
theory sounds more plausible.
Yeah, I just think maybe Jay missed that. Now I don't know. There people saying there was other. I didn't see any other. I only watched the match once, so I
Yeah.
didn't see any other botches. But I thought the crowd was into it. I thought everything else was just fine. And the right man won. Punk hitting the goals, a couple goals. I mean, more than a couple. A lot of false finishes at the end here that the crowd was biting on, but in the end, it was CM Punk winning. I didn't hate the match. Um, your cohort did. Inside man, he's shitting all over this thing, and I wish he
Um,
was on here to explain,
yeah,
give
yeah.
his side of the story because I can't do it really any justice. I do see the one botch. I got you, but everything else you kind of got to help me out with. I mean, and plus I go into a match with Jay versus Punk, like I kind of know what I'm gonna get, like so my expectations is down here. And I feel like they delivered about here. So, you get what you get. I mean, would I would love to see Punk versus AJ or even LA Knight? Of course, I think it would have been both of those probably would have been better matches. But
Probably see those eventually. He's champ now.
yeah, but exactly. So, but yeah, CM Punk wins finally. No shenanigans. no, no Seth Rollins. Hit the music hitting in the middle of his shtick, and he is world heavyweight champion. I'm curious to see how Raw's gonna be tonight, which kicks off in an hour. So, I I don't know. I thought this was fine. I just maybe worthy
Mm,
match to me. I didn't really. Yeah,
mm,
there was a botch, but
mm,
it wasn't no bullshit. Maybe I need to
no.
watch it again. I don't know. I don't know. But from for keep in mind, I finished the show after I got off work, so I worked all night and then came home and watched it. So maybe I didn't have my good eyes on. I don't know, but uh, for now, I will say a low pay-per-view worthy is my grade.
Man, this is tough because it's not pay-per-view worthy. I'm just trying to decide if I think it's TV quality or man, look, I'll go TV quality, but it's a low TV quality. I enjoyed the mat work they were doing early on more than I did anything when they got on their feet. It just didn't work when they got on their feet. Now, I mean, I, I'm not going to bash Punk, but he's just an average wrestler now. Maybe not even. He's just not. Man, he's older, right? So he just doesn't have it like
47.
he used to. Yeah, so that's not young, and he's slower and he doesn't move as well. It just I'm not saying Jay did everything right in the match. Like you said, that spot we discussed. At first I was putting that all on Punk because I just thought he didn't have the strength to get him up. But your theory has some validity to it. Maybe it was on Jay to get off his back sooner, but to me that just looked like Punk was weak and fell, and then Jay improvised. I don't know. If you're listening, give us your thoughts on that botch, if you want to call it that. I just thought when they were on their feet, it was just shaky, man. I look. You're always going to bite on the two counts. You got two big refs. Obviously, the crowd's going to be into it. You got two huge crowd favorites. So the crowd, one way is rooting for one guy, or you're going to have a hot crowd for this one, even if the wrestling is just kind of average. People are always going to kind of bite on the two counts because
Hey, sit down.
yeah. So they're always going to kind of bite on those two counts. But for me, I usually get drawn in by those two counts. If the match has been good and I'm really invested, this match, I just, first of all, can't get too invested. Knew Punk was going to win this one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so hard to get invested in that case. So then, of course, my theory is since I already know the outcome, compel me with a good match. Well, that didn't happen Saturday night. I did not like this match. I'm not going to sometimes wrestlers just don't have chemistry, but also sometimes wrestlers just aren't as good as they used to be. And I think that's the case here. But I'm curious to see what happens. Punk is the champ. We're going to see him in matches against LA Knight. I'd like to see what he could do against somebody like AJ. We all know AJ is a great worker, one of the best still in the business, even at this stage in his career. So sometimes when you have the right dance partner, um, we can see your strong points. When you don't have the best dance partner, we might see your weak points. Maybe that was the case Saturday night. I don't want to be too hard on Punk, because I think people here know I'm not the hugest fan of his, but his wrestling just isn't. It's just not that great right now. Maybe it gets better, but I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go TV quality, but it's a low one.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying obviously he ain't no spring chicken, but I think for what he has been able to do in the ring and storytelling wise and all that, you get invested in him emotionally. Um,
If you
I
like him,
mean,
you do. Which I'm
eh,
not. Like I said, I don't really.
well you did agree that match at SummerSlam was top notch.
Oh yeah, but now that was the
Him
street
and
fight.
Gunther. No, that
Oh
was
yeah,
him and
yeah.
Gunther. Yeah,
Oh, him and Gunther. That was. Gunther's a great dance partner, though.
he is. He is. Yeah. And even I have said like sometimes it is who you in there with. Like Blake likes to say, Adam Cole could make a wet mop look good, but
Yeah, Jay. I'll admit Jay might not be the best dance partner for
Yeah,
Punk. So let's see what happens when he gets in the ring with AJ.
I think him and AJ would be fantastic. I would love to see him and Cody. Just based on the history, AEW and everything, and the Ring of Honor days, all that stuff. They got to have it eventually. I think uh, that would have been a much better crown jewel match than what we got. But anyway, that was the show. That was it. 4 matches. In and out. You know, I don't have a problem with that. Um, I do, however, I do want to get your thoughts before we go on that WrestleMania promo because there's a lot of people that's mad about that. That promotion package with Brock, Roman, Punk, and Cody. It's like, where are the ladies? You ain't got no ladies on there, and you ain't got no you. Well, obviously, you ain't got no people of color besides Roman. I know he ain't white, but he ain't black. So, you know, and I'm trying to hold up. I'm trying to pump my brakes to say, well, maybe they'll do one just for the ladies. Because I mean, Rhea Ripley is the hottest thing going. And you got Bianca, and I could throw Oscar in there, Tiffany, Jade. Like you got Becky. Hello, Becky. You got Stack, Carter Women, Charlotte. Come on. To have no women in this promo is insane because realistically, what I've seen in forums, what I've seen on Reddit, is that the women over the last few years historically have had the better matches. Bell to bell.
Well, I would agree with that. I heard some criticism. I think in the group chat, somebody posted something. Was it Punk who posted something about Randy not being on the poster or something? Or
Yes, and that's what Punk posted. It was like, well, he's gonna do what he's told to do. He works for them, but yeah, Randy's getting slighted again. He's the legend killer.
well, I'll say two things about that. First of all, you know, when I looked at this promo and this poster, what I was thinking is that they're they're highlighting the guys who will have major storylines heading into Mania and who will more than likely be at the top of the card. And obviously, you can't put everybody in this one promo. I mean, you just can't do that. Now, look, we all know Randy is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever do it, one of the greatest still doing it. Now, the irony of what Punk said is that, I was at the show when Punk returned to WWE on a night that Randy was returning to WWE after being out for months. Punk didn't have a problem stealing his shine, but then criticizing other people for not featuring Randy. A little irony there. But look, this is only the first promo. Mania is how many months away? Let's just see what they do in future promos. I'm not getting mad at one promo just because it featured nobody of color, no women. I kind of thought the promo was pretty cool myself, but these are the major players in Mania, probably at the top of the card. Now, if we get to Mania or close to Mania, and I don't see any posters featuring people of color, I don't see any posters or promos featuring women, then yeah, then I'm going to get an attitude about it. But this is just the first one. I'm not going to get upset about one promo 7 or 8 months before the show.
Yeah, and not that I didn't like it. I thought it was, I don't think they needed to show for weeks, the different footsteps walking up. I thought that was kind of silly. I think y'all could have just showed the fucking package. Like this is this, because what happened. Here's the other reason why. Because you get people thinking and think, oh, somebody's coming. There's a return, or is it NXT, or is it Obafemi coming? Is it Chris Jericho coming? Like people start thinking, and then all of a sudden it's just these guys. Not just these guys, but it's like it's not any of that. You know.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, man. Social media is just, I don't know. I just
Yeah,
miss the
yeah.
days when, yeah. I mean, if there was no social media, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. But yeah, people get mad because the footsteps aren't who you thought they was or what you thought it was, and now you're mad. So maybe just move on.
But besides that, I just think it was necessary. I mean, they're really short anyway, and it didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
And then once somebody did mention that like the cowboy boots, I was like, well, I think that's Brock, and I was like, I think that is Brock. So I was like, I don't know what. And
Well,
then yeah,
yeah. I mean, if I see Cowboy, that's what I would. But like I said, to be honest, I've watched wrestling, but somehow I missed those promos. I don't know. Maybe I usually record it and I fast forward through anything that's not
well, you would have missed it fast forward because they were really like they were like
okay.
5 seconds.
because I have to say I never saw those. Now, like most people, I probably wouldn't have thought it was a WrestleMania promo. I probably would have been like, "Oh, is somebody coming?" But I'm not going to be pissed about it if once I find out it is a WrestleMania promo.
No, and people are saying all kind of stuff. Well, look at Triple H in the middle of it all. Like he's running the show. I don't understand people's logic. I have no problem with Triple H being on the poster at all.
Hasn't Triple H done all of the WrestleMania promos? I mean, he's done the one on top
All
of
of them.
the. Yeah, I mean,
He
so
did the one, the Bad Blood with Metro Boomin. He did that whole thing with
yeah,
with
man,
the with the
people just.
briefcase.
I just feel like people just want to have something to gripe about, man. I mean,
Yep.
it's a WrestleMania promo. It's just, and it's the first one. Like I said, if we move on and nobody else is represented, hey, I'm gonna join y'all. I'm gonna be upset, but it's one promo, 7 8 months before the show. Let's just wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah, maybe it continues. Maybe I've even seen, and I'm gonna criticize the internet too much. I've even seen people saying, "Hey, maybe Rhea Ripley is at the table, and we're gonna see a continuation of the video, or you hear her walk in and say, 'Deal me in, boys,' or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
but but
that'd
yeah,
be awesome, right? And then everybody, what are y'all gonna say then?
yeah, but I think they should do all women's. Like you gotta have Rhea, obviously Rhea, Bianca, Becky,
Hmm.
and then maybe throw in one or two more.
You got to
Uh,
yeah. I mean, Stephanie Vaquer is pretty hot right now.
definitely,
There's
yeah, that's
yeah, there's a
probably
lot
right.
of there's any number of ladies they could do this with. So I look, I'm with you all. I want to see the ladies represented. We love the ladies on this show. Y'all know that. But let's just pump the brakes on getting angry about a promo when there's probably a lot more to come before Mania gets here. Probably several more.
Yeah, there's 2 nights of this expensive
Yeah, man, and it's
ass.
not happening until what, April 19th and 20th or April 18th and 19th. We've got a
Yeah,
long way before Mania gets here.
yeah. So we shall see, y'all. We shall see. But let us know in the comment section down below. I know, good brother, you will oblige us there,
Oh, I
and
can't
then
wait.
and in the comments on our our group meet. So it's probably gonna tear me a new one about that main event, but I'm here. I'm ready. We already had our rock debate. Let's just
Man,
keep it going.
I'm like reading that and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to come back to this because they just going on and on and on.
It wasn't they. It was him. Okay, I was just trying to I was just trying to be like, okay, I hear you, but I mean, but he's
Well,
like, no,
yeah, when you say but, you open the door.
yeah, but he's just like, no, fuck him.
Oh man, that was funny, man. That was a
uh,
funny exchange.
yeah, 'cause he is kind of getting like Book where he ain't bending, he's standing on business, and hey, I respect it, man.
Yeah. Well, man, I think each one of us at one time or another has had a book moment. I just think but it's just his turn.
Yeah, all good. All right, y'all. Well, we will catch you all on the next one. I think the next wrestling show is War Games. Yeah, but we have been kind of checking in on AEW. Some of those cars have been looking pretty good, so you never
Man,
know.
yeah,
You
I was
never
in
know.
Denver for that last car. Was it Wrestle Dream? And
Yeah,
I
WrestleDream.
was seriously at first I saw a price of $39.99, but that was on Max, and it was if you were a new subscriber. And I'm
Mm,
not. I already have Max, so I thought, man, for $40, that might be, that might be worth it. But yeah, I was in Denver at the time, so yeah, that didn't work out. But I'm gonna keep my eye out. Some of
yeah,
uh the still though, I tell you what, the matches look like they're good, but they still, man, their shows are still going 4 hours. Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
I
only
forgot
thing,
about that
man.
part. Yeah,
I mean, the cards are stacked, but they still are having those marathon
yeah,
shows. That's the
yeah.
only drawback.
See, I thought that with them increasing the amount of shows they have, because they did. Remember, they used to only have 4 shows a year, so they'd be long and shit. But we was like, all right, you're only doing 4 a year, fine. But you're doing it once a month now. Like, okay, y'all can do 2 hours and get on out of here. You know,
Yeah,
you ain't got to stack every single card. Like, I applaud WWE for being like, yeah, we only need about 4 or 5 matches. Move on to the next one.
yeah,
You can't promote everything.
yeah.
So, all right, y'all. Take care. I gotta get on to the gym. and then get back for some Monday Night Football. And um, I've been gaming. I've been playing Last of Us Part Two. The stream today was 4 hours, and that's how into it I am.
Mm.
I still got a ways to go on there. So yeah, and I do recommend the show. You don't have to play the game to watch the show. It's on Max.
Hmm.
Season one, definitely highly recommend. I haven't finished season two yet because I haven't finished the second game yet. So season one is pretty much the first game. Season two is pretty much the second game. So now I'm, working my way through that. I have started watching season two, but I think I'm gonna stop because they did, like most things, TV shows, movies, they changed the order of where certain things happen. So I'm just gonna finish the game first and go back and finish season two. But it is good. It is very well shot, very well done. I mean, to me, it's just a long, long movie the way it's shot. Like
Hmm.
it's all really good and accurate to the game. So
Okay, well, cool. I'm gonna check it out, man.
yeah, and
I've
Pedro
heard you talk
Pascal
about that, man,
is
since the first
Joel.
season. But man, I'm behind. Like I haven't watched the second season of House of the Dragon yet, and shit, I think they're damn near to a third season. But there's
I know
just
I want to
man.
watch the new Dairy show that's
Oh, I do
on.
too.
Yeah,
I do too.
I
Yeah.
haven't
So
gotten
there's
around to
just
that either. Yeah,
so much on TV now, and I don't. And look, man, we got to get out of here. But yeah, there's just so much on TV to watch now. It's hard to get everything in.
yeah, it is. But we'll find a way to do something, review something. I don't know. There's so much. It's like how do you pick and choose? But yeah. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll speak to y'all again soon. Uh, Keep hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing. We thank all 841 of you guys and girls. Thank
Thank you.
you for
Yes.
continued support. And then the comments as well. A lot of y'all commenting lately. And then shoot us emails. We did get a request in Discord, so we kind of probably take care of that this week. So uh yeah. So we'll probably see y'all later on this week with a new Trying to Laugh. So by our old friend William Moffett. I guess we missed this one.
Okay. All
So
right. Check it out.
all right, y'all. Take care.